And if Trump wins more than half the votes in New York, he could get all 95 delegates, doubling what Cruz won last night and killing Cruz's momentum. Now, we have some political perspective on the race for the White House and one big state race as well. Joining us live in the newsroom is Joe Zepecki, a Democratic political strategist and former state communications director for President Obama and Mary Burke, and Stephen Thompson, GOP political strategist and Governor Walker advisor. He's live in Madison. Guys, thanks for joining us. So let's start on the Republican side. Stephen, if you were to take, cut the state in half and you go south of that line from almost Door County all the way down, that's where Ted Cruz won big. Go north of that line and it was pretty much all Donald Trump. So what message did Wisconsin send, and will anyone be listening?
Well, I think a lot of people are listening in that, Donald Trump came into Wisconsin as the front runner. Ted Cruz, as the field has consolidated here, caught up quickly. I think he unified the party behind his candidacy in a way that we haven't seen him do in other states yet. And if he's able to continue that trend in the upcoming states, he very likely could be the Republican nominee, if not the front runner headed into national convention.
Did a Cruz win guarantee an open convention?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, Joe, let me ask you. You have been talking for the last several weeks about how Bernie Sanders needed to get a big win. Did he get that win, and did he get the delegates he needed?
He got the big win on the scoreboard. 16 points is very healthy. That almost matches what President Obama won this state by 8 years ago. But when you look at the delegate apportionment today, he only netted 10 additional delegates out of the state than Secretary Clinton did. So he certainly has the wind at his back heading into Wyoming this weekend and then New York and several other northeastern states. But I'm not sure the contours of the race have changed just yet.
Joe, as you know, on the state Supreme Court race, Joanne Kloppenburg, she goes 0 for 2, did not pull off a win last night. Were you surprised it was not a closer race? What happened?
A little bit. I think that the ability of the left to get up on TV and communicate more with voters about some of the remarks that Justice Bradley had made in the past, some as recently as 10 years ago, really hurt them. This usually comes down to resources, and Kloppenburg was vastly outspent by the Bradley campaign and her allied groups, including the Republican Party. So from the left, we need to figure out how we can better fund these types of campaigns so that people can make an informed choice.
And Stephen, on your side, there were a lot of undecideds in that last Marquette Law School poll. Did she get those who decided late?
Yeah, it certainly looks that way, and her win was pretty broad. She did very well in Milwaukee County. She took 45% there. She did well in Green Bay. She did well in Wausau. She held her own in western Wisconsin. The map looks very similar to the way that Governor Walker has won his elections. And I think what it came down to is the fact that voters wanted somebody who was going to interpret the Constitution strictly and be on the side of law enforcement. And what you saw on the left was just more of the Walker derangement syndrome, where they believed that if they just attacked Scott Walker enough, that would be enough to win. And clearly, it's a little bit like Groundhog's Day, because they keep failing at that, and year after year, we continue to see the same failed strategy.
Stephen Thompson, Joe Zepecki, we appreciate your insight. Thank you both for today and last night. Much more